Hello everybody, it is Ebontis. The news has been very somber, but I know some of you guys did put up a poll on my channel, still wanted to see this guide, so if I can put one together, I figured I'd share it. So we've got the GrandMaster Nightfall, and there's two reasons that I want to do this. One, this is the easiest one to farm with a group because it is just patience and you guys can knock it out pretty much guaranteed every time if you just, play reasonably smart. And solo, again, if you're patient, this is an old D1 style Nightfall, so it is not when, like a circular arena where you're going to die if you stand still for 5 seconds kind of thing. You can play this one with patience, so if you're solo, you can get through it, and that's my goal to show you guys. Strain and Surge, we got overcharged linears we're going to take advantage of, and overcharged weapons as well, so anything on the artifact will count. So we've got Barrier and Overload Champion, and you've pretty much got all shields. Shields we're really not going to care too much about, so let's talk about how we're handling our shields. First off, Barrier. I'm going to go anti-barrier auto rifle here just to kind of mix it up. You could honestly put a bow up here, just any type of kinetic bow. I actually don't think we have a strand bow yet. I feel like that's coming at some point. But I could love a kinetic bow with hatchling, man. I would use that like crazy too. But we don't have that yet, I don't think. So I'm going auto rifle. Now I'm going long range, 4th times target lock, and specifically, long range, because if I want to tag enemies and break their shields, I want to be able to do it from far away. So this one, a little more of a choice than this one. I debated on this one though, but if you are using a subclass that counts as a surge, you do get the benefit of your kinetics doing that bonus overcharge damage. Overcharge, not overload. Not overlord. Sorry, wrong game. No Diablo here. Overload champions, Layman Arc. And when you get the burst of poison that ticks down on everybody, it's just a really, really, really nice weapon to use in here. And honestly, being as overload really only comes from hand cannons, which I'm not loving right now. And especially the way this is set up, I need range big time. Like last season, I used Tarnished Metal, Scout Rifle, Volt Shot. It was actually pretty great. It's not an option this time for Overload. And the other option's machine guns, and that takes away from my linear fusion, so I can put some damage into champions and plink stuff from far away. So I went with Layman Arc. Now I'm going Solar, Titan, Bonk Hammer. I've got 100 resilience, so I'm going for the defense. I did Pyrogale just to try and use the Bonk Hammer for making orbs if anything's pretty close to me. Solar Siphon for that benefit. Arc damage resistance is big in here. There's a lot of tracer rounds that come at you. That's an easy way to get yourself killed between grenades and tracer rounds. Then you've also got void damage, and then you've got void scavenger, weapon scavenger, recuperation if I pick up an orb. Pretty basic stuff that I'm going through. And then here, I'm just going Solace, Torches, Empyrean, and Ashes, and that's not really optimized. It's just kind of what I'm running with because of what I'm set up for. So if we come back in here, we've got the Solar one satisfied. We've got our champions covered. So let's jump into the Devil's Lair and see if we can get you the Warden's Law, which is the main reason I'm doing this. The Adept weapon of Warden's Law, and see if we can get a couple rolls in there. So let's go. Let the grenade work, but keep the overload damage going. It's kind of important. Now I'm kind of... It's not a bad way to go if you get that proc. When you walk out here, you are going to be dealing with a lot of thrall that come out of that door as soon as they find their way. Don't do that either. Too many hits, even with the fire right there. Alright, so when you start, first thing I can say is please make sure you don't double jump right here. You'll kind of give away your position, and if you single jump, you won't get as much attention from the enemies right here. At least enough so you can just run on by. You don't need to fight all that stuff in the middle. It's not going to help you with points. It's not a big deal right here. Now, one thing you do want to pay attention to is if the hive enemies up here are both outside. And I'll explain that really easily. Sometimes they spawn in this building and they will shoot you through the walls. If that's going on and it really keeps going and they won't like spawn or move out no matter how much you do, just redo the strike from the beginning and you're going to be okay. All right. So from here, you're going to have some enemies out and around. So I'm going to look for the far range over here. Not so much the captain, because he's not going to be the one to hit me. It's mostly going to be whether it's a sniper or it's the shank. Just want to make sure that they go down over there. So watch the ranged enemies. Make sure they go down. Big one is going to be this captain. Now, there are other times I'll let you, like, leave the captain, leave some of these hive up, but if you want to pick some more of these guys off first, it might make your life a little easier. Those tracer shots from Mr. Unstoppable over here are nearly going to kill me. Those are ones to watch out for, so be careful. And I can plink him down from cover over here if I think I'm good. If you are working any overload, make sure. You guys hear my dog? You might bark at me here. You go for other type of damage, make sure you're quick to get back on that overload type of damage. Now, Lay Monarch has a nice little bit of an advantage because it has the tick damage. It really keeps the overload going, and that can count for stuns. If you switch to something like a heavy, there's only so much you can do if he starts to get his health back. That just means you spent too much time on another type of damage. And even a grenade will do that. If it's a grenade that is not considered overload and it's doing tick damage and you're taking a break doing other types of damage, and for whatever reason, it just, like, his health starts coming back, that's the way the mechanic works. Yeah, dude, my dog is barking at me, and the door is wide open, so I'm not entirely sure what he wants right now. So, I know you can go outside. Alright, well, we'll see if he keeps going, but coming up, don't be cute here. Died way too many times in this area by stupid stuff. Now, the barrier champion's annoying. It's the little stuff killing you that's really frustrating. So, I'm going to try and take this stuff out. See if my dog gives me a break, but maybe not. Trying to take out the thralls if possible. He hurts. This guy is kind of rough. There's not a great way to deal with him from far away. He's just going to be very close. There's not a good way to do this. Now, if I can stun him, I will absolutely try and use my super. That for sure. So you want to be ready if it goes to proc his shield. I'm going to try and see if I can get him with my super that way. Be ready to pop the shield again. Try not to lose too much progress there. Maybe the actual super will roam back and try to kill him. So again, this guy's the worst. So again, this is another one of those instances. Be careful where you use heavy. Something like a barrier might be more advantageous. I am sorry about my dog barking, but if I get a run that works, I don't really want to cut out the audio. Alright, if he goes and chills, then we'll be... He's fine, by the way. He's just very bored sometimes. He's a husky. They have way too much energy, and he's a puppy. He's 2-year-old, but he's not a puppy, but man, he acts like one sometimes. Gotta love that, like, enemy tracking there. That was a cute path he went on. Where are you going, dude? Overload Captain running all over the place over here. Now, the wizard and the captain going at it, I'm not gonna argue too much about it. Until he turns around and kills me, of course. I love how they can be enemy of my enemy, but as soon as I get up there, they're like, no, I gotta go for you. Now, this is an instance where if I can hit him with a grenade, I really gotta make sure my overload damage is consistent. It's okay to damage him with something else as long as the overload is steady. Lay Monarch is actually a really good thing for that. Like this right here, that instance of reloading heavy, I cannot actually take the risk of the heavy... like, taking away too much time. I hope you guys get a kick out of my dog. I am sorry it's a bit loud, because the microphone is, I'm sure, picking it up, but it's there. I might check on him here in a second. Hopefully that kills the wizard. There we go. Now, if you walk outside enough, you're going to get a lot of thrall to spawn in this doorway. Usually as you go up the stairs. Now, if they get too close, they will 100% kill you. I just had that happen on a previous run, so be careful. Pull back if you need to. Now, next thing, if you're lucky, you're going to be able to tag this guy from far away. If you can get him killed here, do it, but it is not an easy thing. Basically, what it takes is getting him to proc his shield, and then if you can go heavy damage, something like a linear to finish him up. No, don't you do it. Oh, Brutal. Absolutely brutal. I want to kill him here because it's just annoying down below. If I wouldn't have had like a horrible reload moment there, that would have probably worked. Now, he may have run on down, which I think he did, so we're just going to have to play to the next section. Alright, so we got champions over here. The Vandals in the back are a priority because their snipes will hurt and catch you off guard. So focus these 2 Vandals first. If you want to chunk a grenade down, you probably can. See if that tags anybody. Now, if I do something stupid like, oh, I don't know, a super right here, this is probably dumb, but let's give it a shot. Because I'll just send those 3 out to do whatever they're going to do, see what they kill, come back here, let those at least cook. They're solar, so I can do some work there. And I'm going to do a lot of plinking of enemies, so if I can let a super do a little bit of work, I absolutely will let it happen. Overload champion, not really a priority right now. Other things generally are going to be what I'm focused on. Wizards do hurt, though, so I don't know if he can slink any lower there. Yeah, the health goes fast. That's why arc resistance between the Knights and also Hot Fallen, the arc resistance is just massive in here. There's way too much arc. I'm popping triumphs left and right over here. That's so funny. This is where I gotta make sure I'm reloaded and ready. Focusing down again. And again, if I'm getting help from the Fallen, I'm not gonna argue, but I still want to make sure if I put damage into a champion that it counts. Gotta love the dude hiding over there. Their AI right now is like crazy good. I can't get a shot on him. He's ducking behind all the boxes. Barely letting me get a plink damage off just to try, and then I got the auto-aiming of a bow to try and take him out. That might finally do it. There we go. Now you two, how about you go at it for a hot minute? Let me work on our champion here, and then let me have a Fallen. Okay, he teleported on my butt. Now, if the Fallen's going to sit here and light him up, then I'm just going to sit here and do the same thing with my bow. You know, 2 guns are better than 1 in this situation, so I'm going to let it happen. That hive feels like turning around on me. I just got to be ready to turn and fire at any point. But he's not doing too much. I'm a little out of his range, and he's just kind of stuck. Sometimes you get these moments. Other times, the enemies are a pain in the butt with AI like the captain. So when the champion's easy and the regular captain's hard, kind of have to laugh at it a little bit, but sometimes it happens that way. Now the knight will be like, oh yeah, there's another dude shooting over me. We're trying to kill the same thing. Now I got to kill you. And you're not even a hard one to kill. You're just a little red bar, but thanks for the help. Alright, I'm going to grab a little bit of ammo. Help me with some champions, see if there's anything sitting around here. Then we're going to activate. I usually do it from this side. It seems to be one of the more reliable places to kick it off. Now, this is where you don't want to get cute. One of the many, many places I have died, but this is one of them where you're like, surely I'm totally fine. And then a couple shots add up together, and it's over. There's one point where you'll have some champion, or not champions, you just have some dregs, but they just come out of nowhere with these solar blasters, and they just destroyed me last time. So again, Vandals, if they get close, they can be painful. If I've got Hive lighting up a Overload Captain, I'm going to let them do the work for me. But if he's out of range and I can sit here and kill him pretty quick with this, I might switch over and get like a shot or two. But I also tend to want to keep that heavy ammo for when I'm probably really going to need it more in the big rooms for other stuff. Whether it be Briggs, whether it be anything else major. That dude, I just want to make sure he goes down fast. This guy, not too bad. But then if you kill enough stuff out there, and 3 dregs come out with like solar shotguns, and they just come delete you off the planet, kind of ruins your run, just a little bit. Now, off to the side over here, you're going to have a lot of enemies. So I'm going to throw a grenade to hopefully light a few of these up. That should get a good chunk of them. You're going to have some more ads in the back. Looks like I've actually got strike scoring going on right now, which kind of cracks me up a little bit. That dude's dead. Hey, remember those dregs that were going to delete me? Yeah, that's them. They got me on one of my earlier runs today. You wouldn't think they would hurt that bad, but they do. And that's another reason why you have arc resistance on, is those grenades. Alright, now when they're done, there's a captain who will hide forever, but you gotta make sure you forget about those vandals. That captain's gonna have to deal with other stuff, so... Kind of works out. That captain in the back is so far buried, I don't want to run out there right now, so this is fine. Sadly, no crits here. So no big explosions, so just one at a time. Actually, this is not a bad time for my auto. Now, these vandals up top, they will definitely be parked up there for a little while. Now, the hard one that to kill sometimes, but also the one that will slightly kill you, is the orange bar that will sit back on that shelf. So be careful about that one, almost even more than normal, but... Alright. I think this is the point where I've got to go after the captain. Did get some heavy. Got all my dregs done here. Vandal there will die. Captain's going to be in the back. He's annoying. Don't get me wrong. Usually he goes in the back and hides, which is what he's doing now. Maybe he'll die from some of that. Cannot believe that shot actually landed on him. Now, if he dies, I gotta run back to my little bunker back there, and I mean quickly. Nope, yep, gotta go. So if he goes down and you get to phase 1 deactivated, you get the audio cue change as well, which is a good thing to listen for. They'll have a lot of stuff coming out, so grenade might put in some work over there. You'll find more champions coming. That is the Vandal I'm talking about. Granted, there's a lot of stuff in front of me right here, so different priorities, but... I wasn't sure if those were going to get farther along, and they did not, sadly, so that was kind of stupid, but... We'll see how it goes. Maybe, I think my little flame balls wandered over a little bit, so a few things died, but not the best super for this moment. I'm doing this blindly just because I know about where they float versus from where they are. I would love a grenade right now. That would be fantastic. Give me one. Now that barrier knight in the middle, if you can keep him busy, you can usually have everybody else kill him. You can just keep his shield down. Everybody else will typically kill him for you. Now I gotta be careful standing up here, but... Yep, see, that's why. But that barrier knight, he will be busy out there. If you can keep breaking that shield, he will get killed by falling usually pretty easily. Hard to consistently do it if you can't see the guy, but he's there. So now this is the point, depending on what type of damage you've got access to, whether it's the bow, something bigger, be ready. Now, if I can actually delete him right here, I will try and go for it. Try and get that barrier shot. I stunned him through there. This is a little more on the risky side. Not necessary, but I did see the barrier knight go down. And it's just helpful. He's in the middle of chaos out there. There's a lot of stuff trying to kill you. You may as well let it work for you. Try and throw a grenade to see if that'll work for me some. So I'm using my Pyrogale Gauntlet, so at least I get a decent chunk of a super out there. That's the guy you want to kill, though. Who was lobbing the shots on me there? Captain. Of course it is. If you don't like bows, Lamanarch may not be the way to go, but when it comes to Overload, it is still one of the best. And he's got Void Shields in the end. It also covers your Void Shields. I've got Linear, but that's covered by Overcharge as well, so I'm not missing out. Just whatever loadout you end up running, try and take advantage of the Overcharge. Because it really does, like 25% damage is going to make this, especially a solo player, it's going to make it a shorter run. Okay, now we want to figure out where our stragglers are. Make sure you're not going to get sucked into a little slow zone. Now there is going to be plenty of stuff out here still not even remotely dead. But the one guy out there, I want to make sure he dies. So you kind of want to creep up here and see if you can get him to peek. Also see if I can find that guy. That one. That's the one we want to kill. And again, being down in that little alley right down there is really, really risky. And I don't know what hit me hard, but it could have been either Captain or the sniper, and I'm not entirely sure which one it was. Same thing, play this like, if you do get risky up here, you just gotta know you might die. But if you get the shots off, then it's one less thing trying to kill you. But that Vandal's still out there, hiding behind there, and I can't get to him right now. You've got a lot of stuff coming at you. Yep, see, he's back there, and I really want a shot on him. Just at least one. Now, this is where a grenade would do wonders. I'm going to try auto for a little bit, just because it's what I've got for the moment. Nothing crazy here. No crits to hit or anything like that. No target lock. This is just, you know, a little quicker than a bow, probably. Because there's nothing for me to really shoot. You are going for that guy. Make sure you're strafing a bit. Always be ready and have an escape plan in here. Always make sure you know where backup plan to leave the area is going to be. Now, the double overload captains here is brutal. The nice thing about the way Lamanarch works is you can actually use that to your favor, because it will kind of burst both of them if they get close enough together, which if you're playing a small area, it will typically do that. And you can tend to actually kill them both. Now, usually I would just focus on one. If you get the other one, it's a bonus. But I would just focus on keeping that damage consistent on whichever target you've got. If one walks in front of the other one, that is going to be really frustrating. But hopefully if you get them close enough together after some consistency, and you get these shots to get the nice little poison burst, they will tend to proc each other and hopefully not move too much once you've got this kind of chain effect going on here. So Lamanarch is all about the perfect draw and getting that pulse explosion. If you can't really do that, I definitely would bet this is not really the weapon you want to use, but if you can, it's going to be doing a lot of work, and you got infinite ammo because it's primary. That poison burst is just kind of amazing after a while, though, because all the AoE effect you get for the guys around you, any standard guys are just going to go down pretty quickly. And again, I can take one shot and try and kill something else. It's not as big of a deal, as long as I keep coming back to the overload champion. So we're getting towards the end. We got the overloads done. Look for the marauders, those little stealthy guys. There will be a few. There's likely another major back there, I'm pretty sure. Yep. So you're not done with him. He will definitely want to take you down. And again, if you're up close enough for him to peek out and look at you, you got to be ready to put some shots on. 2 shots and you're probably going to die from that sniper, so be very careful about him. If he is out, I would be strafing pretty much the entire time. As soon as you get a shot off, be moving. Whoo-hoo, that was too close. Okay, music is down. The text on the side of the screen has changed. You are not done. There are at least 2 to 3 guys over here to your left that will want to kill you, and you will never see them coming because you're not likely to look that direction. They give you no real reason to do it. So do it slowly. Look for them parked on the corner. And it's a major vandal. He's going to hurt like an absolute... This is where that little bonus damage explosion will be nice. Blink them both. There we go. Alright, now's a good time to check for ammo. As I said, heavy shouldn't be hard to come by if you run a double primary like I am. If you got any other loadout options, throw those in the comments below. But this is, again, as I said, it's a patient strike. But it is one you can solo. And that's kind of why, as the new weapon is involved and it is something you can solo, I do recommend giving this thing a shot. Or if you got friends to run through it, just give it like one decent go and you'll probably have a good time. Because you're going to get something good out of it. I don't know what that grenade is managing to hit up there besides absolutely nothing. Even something stupid like that. They charge up a shot, you think you're walking away, then you walk back into it. Gonna hurt. Now this guy, you just need to make sure you can find a way to get some consistent damage on him. This is literally the peek and shoot method. If he moves too far, I'm going to be kind of screwed here. Yep, see, he's moving too much. I can't even get consistency on him. This is brutal. So at this point, at least I know I'm going to be able to take him down. Use your cover. His gun is in his right hand. So if you stay focused on your cover on your left, you're usually going to get the cover quicker for the shots that are coming at you. Tracers are kind of different, but it's still a thing to consider is where is the gun in their hand. Tracers are kind of a cheating matter, but it does make a difference more than you might think. Gun in one hand, they can't hit you. You might be able to kind of basically like peek your head out. Probably get my grenade back here in a little bit, but if I do have a grenade, I really got to stay consistent on the damage. There we go. So again, heavy, not hard to come by for me using double primaries. Double primaries slow, which is one of those things I can do consistently all the way through. Once you get out here, you're going to look for what spawns in. Look for your snipers up top first if you can. They're just going to be more annoying. You don't take them out early before everything gets basically immune. And the barrier is annoying, so taking out as much as you can to try and get to the barrier is going to help. Hear all those shots? When you hear them with that repetitive pattern, that is 100% going to be tracers. This is just kind of an unfortunate time to even peek my head out. Now I have the ability to do that. And part of it is trying to find anybody who's out of range of the servitor shielding. So you really have to focus this shield down. It's kind of one of your main pieces to this. Or going for anybody that's not quite dead. I can't do a ton. I'm going to try and throw a grenade in the middle. I know that's going to probably cause him to proc. Now if I can stun him, I can do one of two things. I can either go for the kill, or what would be smarter is not dying. Now he's going to get his health back. I've got to try and kill the Vandal, so I guess still got to put some damage on him. I have to do enough damage to stun him and then focus on the other ads. Now, that was really dumb that I went for it there, but sometimes it's kind of a feeling you gotta go for. kind of feel it out. I didn't have too many shots coming after me, more than I would have liked. Normally I get a few more Vandals that are not shielded. If everything's shielded, you can run back, maybe kind of reset who's doing what, try and get a shot off on one of them. I don't have a great angle in the lighting right now, just peeking out the window. I can't see a damn thing. Now, one thing you wouldn't expect, there are Vandals way the hell out here. They're sitting on top of a building. And they absolutely will still plink you as you get out here. They're trying to get me right now. But yeah, those Vandals on top of that building, be careful about them. Alright, don't creep too far forward. You can save yourself some pain if you don't go too far forward. Next thing, find this guy. Then you're going to look for the ads down below. Again, stay behind that wall over there. You want to kill everything you can without ticking all that stuff off. You might run in this building and check to see if anything is alive. If you do this, be careful about it. That was stupid. Now where? Looks like, where's the straggler? Now, it's dumb to run in here, but I think I'm out of stuff that wants to kill me. Okay, don't go forward. If you go forward, that's when you start proccing things. So, my advice is kill everything you can from far away. If you want to do this by yourself and you want the safest way through this. The most fun way? Absolutely not. Safest way through? Absolutely. I did not think those guys were actually going to be able to tag me here. That is quite an impressive feat. You got a barrier champion in the middle. We're not really worried about them right now. What I'm looking for is, again, the Vandals that are probably going to ruin me there. Kind of like that one did. A lot of Vandals all over this entire map. And again, that dude's like head peeking right there. And the way bows work, they're arching to something I can't get to. See that Vandal trying to catch me? Now, he's solar. He's not going to be nearly as worrisome because he can't really get a great shot on me. Problem is I can't get a great shot on him. Now, if I get a little higher, I might get a little more exposed, but I might get a better shot. So on somebody like this is where I might go for heavy ammo, just to really try and lower how much time I'm sitting up here exposed, and be ready to duck if you need to. Because if you get him this low, you may as well just get the kill, so you gotta fight through a few of those bullets coming at you. But if any of the Vandals come out and they start hitting you, that's when you gotta duck. So again, that was risky. There's another side I'll show you guys, you can get to them as well. So there's a lot of work you can do from back here. Is it totally necessary? No. But Vandals are going to work you from far away, and if you take care of them now, definitely not going to hurt anything. I like to kind of wound a lot of them. You can get those headshots, it really is nice. See, there's one. There's a straggler Vandal down there who just wants to kill me. And he would be the type of one that would catch me off guard that I don't expect, and then he would be the one to ruin a run. Now if I come over here, I'm going to try and get some vertical up here and see if there's anybody that I can see this direction. All of these Vandals that are peppered throughout this entire area suck. And if you can find a way to get them to expose themselves, that's when you're going to have a better run through here. Because if you get this far, it is going to be a point of like, how patient do you want to be? But then if you're patient enough, don't do something crazy. But the little roamers like those guys down there want to ruin your day. Now, Dreg's not as big of a deal as a Vandal, but still sucks. Now there's a point, there's going to be like ships that will occasionally fly above. So that's another reason I do some of this now, because if you're plinking stuff later on, it gets a little harder to do that. And this will just kind of change your perspective over here. I'm not going to kill that barrier champion. There's no way I'm ever going to get the angle. Just not going to happen. I do have ammo up here, so we're going to spawn some stuff in. So if you run in this building, everything's going to come into play. Now, safest place you can be, in the back. You're going to have some brigs to deal with. One brig on each side, which I'm sure you guys are aware is coming. Also going to have a ship in the back. Sorry, not a ship in the back. You're going to have the big guy in the back. Now that slow bit of plink damage is going to be a little on the annoying side, but these are the brigs. So the brigs will slowly have one on the left and one on the right. Trying to stay out of his range, or at least out of his line of fire. If you're back here, the big guy's probably not going to do too much to you. So the biggest thing you can do is stay out of the ship's line of the big tank. Sorry, not ship. If I said ship, I meant tank. Live commentary is a little harder. Now, this is a slower process. Do not get me wrong. But again, I really like the scout rifle option, and then I went with a linear like Arbalist, and I could put more damage in. This is a little bit slower with the poison damage doing what it's got to do. It is just playing these ads, taking your time. Watch the tracer shots, watch the void blast like that. Using this entire this rooftop's cover back here, also nice thing to do. And he's about half health. And when you're by yourself, there's not a great way to manage these. I've never found a great way to manage them. It's not like I ever get, oh, solar, Gallahorn, just blow them up. I mean, technically it's solar, so I mean, I could use something like Gallahorn, but I would not probably have the ammo that I want to do what I want to do, and I'd probably blow myself up. Now, those guys have a quick side shimmy. If they get into side shimmy mode, you'll notice they, like, go sideways rather quickly. Now, this is a point where if I get him exposed on the front, I do want to go for the big damage. Because if he starts to light things up, like he's going to. Now, I'm far enough away, he's probably got a weird line of sight, but if he ever gets that ball on me, I'm probably going to die. So kind of getting the focus on him is a real big priority. Alright, that is actually one down. Now, this is the other one. He's even farther away. Now, if he's going to let me shoot him from here, I'm going to do it. Normally, I try and work him from that side over there. It just depends on which side I'm on and which one I can see. But if he's going to let me play the game with this much cover, I'll do it. If I can't see him, I'll sit back here and work on our friend the tank. And the poison damage on the tank is nice because that pulse, the little void pulse, is actually able to do quite a bit. And darkness encroaching in 10 minutes. Wouldn't worry too much about that. That is the ship. That is a ship, I should say. It's the ship that, like, drives over this building here. And it's just, like, dropped, like, arc bombs on me, basically. Not really bombs, but it just does, like, a drive-by bombing. And nearly takes me out. Has done it multiple times, actually, so. Nice thing about the tank, you get a lot of crits, you get a lot of tick damage. You know, he's already got a third down. No, I'm not even done with the brig on this side. But yeah, Laymonarch is definitely your friend here. Now, you can technically thread a needle and get a crit here. I'm doing this on mouse and keyboard, so being pixel perfect is a little easier. So I can feel like I'm not totally wasting my ammo, but I need to find that brig. And if the brig doesn't want to play nice, I'll kill this guy instead. You got a couple options. But bows having basically infinite range, may as well use it. I don't know where the brig was. Usually he comes over and plays a little more, but if he doesn't want to, I guess I won't argue too much. But doing this back here keeps you out of range of all of the shots. If you get even to the front of the building, like right up here on the lip of the building, you will actually get shot by the tank. So you got to be careful. Oh, now he comes back to play, or right when he's exposed up here? Alright, so where's my friend the brig? That dude's almost dead up there. Are we looking through the window right now? Which way are we playing this? What are we doing? Hey, can't see him right now. Going back to big guy. Alright, cool. I will take that. Alright, so now the brig. Now, you gotta be careful how close you get over here depending on where he's roamed to. He's probably closer up here than you might think. He's wandered way off, though. Seriously, where did you go? Now this is the point where I'm going to use my super. I'm going to try and get him with this. Just because I know what that will actually do and has the possibility to cook him down. It's really sad that that didn't even kill him. Full, triple, Pyrogale super, not dead. That's just sometimes when, like, what is a Grandmaster solo experience like? It's a lot of patience and kind of tedious. And this is the point where, again, I don't have a ton of heavy, so I'm going to save it right now, but this is a very risky maneuver, because as soon as he starts firing the big shots, I don't even want to be close. Not even flirting with where those things explode. And if I can let the tick damage go off and he's not actually going to hit me, that's the, like, that type of shot, you'd be dead. No question. Now, if he's gone back down, he's still going to be annoying, but his front face is exposed. So you at least can crit him now. Really wish I had a faster way to kill you. Yeah, there's ammo out there. Playing a little bit of a risky game here. But again, trying to use the cover. Depending on where that orb is at, you'll be okay or you won't be. And there we go. He's down. So now it's just getting to the other side of the room and not dying. So you're going to have overload captains out in the middle. You're going to have a barrier champion out there in the middle. Depending on what is moving around and what's not, kill what you can. If you get an overload champion to stand still, take him out. Now, if a barrier champion moseys over and shields him, I'll be kind of pissed, but there's only so much you can do about it. If I get the option to try and take him out, see the barrier champion's up top right now, kind of okay with that. Now, if he comes roaming downward, I'm in trouble. But there's also champions on the back wall back there, so he's going to be guarding them. Now, I've only got 5 minutes till darkness encroaches. That's just mostly a point thing. Trying to work on a few of those ads while I'm plinking this guy down. And don't worry, we still have the boss to go. Slow and steady gonna win this race. This is a tortoise and not a hare run. Again, this is safe. This is what I've found works for me on this season of mods and other things. I've enjoyed other seasons better. This is not my favorite, but you know, Laymonarch still definitely gets the job done, so don't forget about it. There's an overload captain back there somewhere who I stunned and I didn't even mean to. Anybody else? Overload captain's way in the back. Now this is the time you also want to look for marauders. There will be invisible marauders cloaked around here somewhere. They are going to want to ruin your day. They can be pretty much damn near anywhere in this arena. I kid you not. They're usually wanting to, like, stand near your feet. So they'll be down in there. They'll be trapped in here. There's a vandal who sometimes wants to just destroy your day. Now, if you feel like you got the mobility, you could jump down and try and pull them. If you think there might be somebody left. Told you. There's 2 of them. But that may not be all of them. I will be completely honest. I bet there's more somewhere. So what I typically try and do is not have my butt on ground level until it absolutely has to be. This is the ship that's going to bomb me to death. Right here. This one. Now that is one that just drives by based on, I'm pretty sure, time. You're hanging back too long, too far, and you're just not doing anything. Neil, notice how much I've killed? There's still another wave of enemies that is going to come out that you haven't even seen yet. And I know you don't believe me, but it is definitely true. Because I have not got up far enough to spawn the next wave. More captains are going to be up there. I was like, this feels light. It's because I've been back here for so long. That's why, because that barrier champion has more fun people to defend. I got about 2.5 minutes, so I may as well get the champion kill. Will help me out with points. So as they start ticking down, hopefully I still keep my 100k before this thing ends. This is going to be a longer run than last time, just because Laymanarch, while consistent, it's just slow. Because I was using Tarnished Metal, I had Volt Shot before, I was able to just get a little more consistent. Now that is garbage. Why he got his health back there, that I don't know. The fact that there's a drag still trying to chunk grenades up at me. Oh, I'm too far. Pretty sure that's all it is. Now if you get far enough up. Found another Marauder, by the way, in case you're wondering that there could be a few more. Now if I can get him to be exposed, I kind of would just like to delete him, so I will try. Don't you freaking do it. And then there's auto aim, because I actually can't shoot straight. That's what annoys me sometimes. The auto aim actually pulled my shots into the pillar, and it didn't actually take them where I was aiming. That one's not on me. I'm not saying I'm perfect at aiming, but that is one of those times where auto aim actually works against you. Happens a lot with a bow, actually, if you've ever had that experience. New Overload champion's out, so he's fun. Alright, at least he's dead. I got some ammo around the arena. Hopefully I get some more for the boss room. Again, Solar Overload Captain, not going to be nearly as bad. If I can stun him, I might go for my super on this. This is dumb. This is dumb. Alright, that actually worked. I was so close to not working because I quite truly nearly died. No revives left, which I kind of knew was coming. This one I just want to check for ammo, see if there's anything I can pick up that's beneficial so I don't have to backtrack too much. Doesn't seem like I've got any ammo back here though. Did he despawn? I don't know if he's actually despawned before. If I don't get platinum because of that, I'm actually going to be really annoyed. Holy crap. Nope, he's still there. Oh, dude, how aggressive you going to be, buddy? He usually runs through there. Is he on me? Holy crap. Well, just when you think you're okay, that's a good time for a video. I love how fast they are sometimes and how slow they are others. You're like, oh, I don't see him at all. And then surely enough, right there. So I have a little heavy ammo over there. I got a little heavy ammo out in the middle. But I'm going to save what I've got on the ground for the final boss room. I don't even know how terrible it's going to be honest with you. It could suck. My super is not going to be beneficial for anything but killing champions, which is going to be risky as all get out. So hopefully I don't die. If I do, I might just leave you guys this video and show you that if I can get through a couple damage phases or cycles on Sepiks and then I die due to some random BS, I'll still give you guys this video, mostly because it's going to show you most of the way through with just, you know, a patience run. And if I die to something stupid, well, that's my own fault, and you guys probably don't need to wait any longer for a video, so you have it at least on a Tuesday night. Okay, where's my ammo? Because I don't have a whole lot going on right now. I got a brick over here. Man, I really hope there's not like a cloaked guy waiting for me somewhere. Now I'll take 2 real bricks. That's pretty much all my ammo. Can't complain. Alright, coming around the corner. Alright, before I go too far, I'm going to do a quick check on my dogs. If they're chilling, we'll get to this, but I just want to make sure they're not getting into anything. Alright, dogs are good. Here we go. I'm going to throw a grenade out just to get any enemies that run up that section. I'm going to go hide in my little hidey hole and hope for the best. Double overloads is awful, but at least if you can stun one, you can usually stun them both. If I can actually get a double stun, this is a point where I might try. If I can get a double stun, I'm not going to do it unless they're both out there. I almost want them together, because otherwise this is not going to happen. I might see if I can bring the other one over to him, and then go for a super. Nice thing is he's closer, so the shots are quicker. I'm not trying to wait for travel across the entire damn map. But those tracer shots right there, those are the risky ones. How is the other guy not stunned once? I'll time this right. Keep the damage on him, see if I can cook him. Should kill him. Alright, well, at least that's a little faster. Where I throw those grenades typically is places where I know a lot of enemies are going to be. He'll typically be blind and pull back. Because I was a little too far out, and he should back off and not come in here. If you gotta run down below, you can, but eventually you're gonna have to deal with some junky situations. Why are you being so aggressive, dude? Back to the wall back here is your best shot of surviving that. Dude, what is your deal? I know not everybody has a bong camera. That's a new one on me. Normally that dude's not that aggressive. That's why I have a little void resistance and arc resistance. Too much stuff will be coming at you. Grenade's not going to help me on the boss, so I may as well use it to kill some ads. Again, I can shoot and then peek behind the railing really quickly. And if I've got the heavy, which I should probably use for speed. Now, if he teleports on your head later, you definitely want to go hiding. Could you move any more, dude? Ugh. This is the point where a bow is terrible. Now I'll work on what I can. There are 4, but at least if I can work the 3 of them slowly. There's one down. Whew. And that's one of those moments where just like the resilience I feel like saves my butt. One too many things all at once, just bad news. Try and let a grenade put a little bit of work in. Probably won't have as much commentary here, just I'm focused. I want to make sure this 1 video gets made, and 2, I don't die. So enjoy the gameplay. But there's a lot of hiding in this room, and that's why this is a D1 kind of strike. They don't make them like this anymore. You're not gonna be doing this on some of the new ones. Like, you can also shoot all 4 from this room. That's why it's really, really nice to have this room. They probably knew it when they made it at the time. They're like, oh, they might need a place to hide because this arena is terrible in moments, but we're going to give them this one. And thankfully, they left it in there. There's that stupid dreg over there running back and forth. I want to get him. I feel like I miss him going back and forth like every time. Got him that time. Oh my god. That just about did it right there. Gotta love the grenade putting in some work over there. Thank you. Yeah, this will be an hour run easily. Sorry in advance, but it just will. I don't want any random stuff coming through the door, thanks. Guess we'll reload that for when I need it. There's a lot of heavy out there, so I can go aggressive on the boss with heavy because it's just rolling out there. Means now I can finally do damage to the damn boss. Whoa, back off, buddy. Keep yourself some kind of panic button, whether it's a healing well, whether it's a melee, some type of way to kill enemies that you don't think should be there. Kind of like this. Try and roast what I can. Let fire and poison hopefully kill everything possible. That dude's dead. Die already, would you? There you go. Grabbing ammo while I can. Oh, that's fun. Don't even know where the boss went to. Oh good, more ads. That's where the poison gets to be fun, but if I can get some boss damage on it, that's your focus. If you can see him, you're not taking too much from other stuff, I will put the boss damage in whenever it gives me the chance. Otherwise this fight takes way too long as it is. If he's on you, you don't mess with that. Don't even flirt with that. Nice Marauder out there being all invisible. Gonna let the grenade do whatever it wants to do. Now I've seen thread the needle through the window, so be careful about that. Feels like I got Marauders that want my face right now. See how hard that's hooking? I'm over here, and it barely curved to hit him. You really got to play the curve on the bow shot sometimes. Whew. And then just the peeking. Sometimes you walk into those tracer shots one too many. That's why the arc damage resistance is so important. Just because of those instances right there. You think you're good and you're walking into about 12 shots coming your way. Holy crap. This might be a super time for that window. Just gonna let that do its thing over there. Hey, what do you know? I did a bounty. Dude, I don't even know where half of those shots are coming from. Watch how high I have to aim to try and hit the boss. Off of him, and it'll still hook onto him. Now I can get the tick damage because it's like, because I did get the full pull, it's not the crit explosion, but I can still get the ticks. That should kill him. Well, seems like you can thread the needle and I can't that time. That's cheating. There's a bit of risk and reward in this one. Not the easiest thing to pull. That's probably gonna pull me the next phase. And a lot more ads. I'm just gonna let fire do its thing out there for a bit. And that's an hour. I do want all the little support guys down because their shots sometimes will thread that window. So they are an important one. If I gotta stun the champion just to keep them off me for a minute while I work these guys down, it's worth it. Oh look, more champions. I feel like there's one around that corner too. They're usually in pairs in this area, so I do feel like there's more than one. I've only seen one. Come on. There's the second one. See, we knew he was coming. Because I want them together again so I can try and do that double stun. See, if I get a double stun consistently, then it would be nice to go for another super since I've got it up. Holy crap. What are you doing? This dude is dancing all over the place. Dancing on his own over here. Need to keep working on this guy while I can. Alright, well, if they're gonna go play crazy on me, I guess I'll take one out at a time here. I try not to. And that's the thing, I got 4 shots in because I know that Taipan can be fairly quick about it, but it's only because I know they're quick. Still got those dudes shooting me through the window over there. It's impressive, I'll be honest. There's also probably a champion in here. Well, I think I found all the enemies. Oh, damn. Found a few enemies at least. Hey, what do you know? If you cook them all in an oven, they do tend to die. Alright, that should be a lot of the guys now. Do I dare try and grab ammo? Seems stupid, but gotta do it at some point. Big guy time. If he's gonna give me a shot, that is. There's more. Now, if there's no more champions, I won't go for all these guys. Sometimes it's just hard to get a shot out, though. Whew. See, one too many shots coming through a window. Still hurts. I can clean up this doorway a little bit. See, the poison kind of helps. It's a mini version of like Volt Shot. Volt Shot's really good at clearing stuff out if you get like an Arc Surge. That was a fun time when I got to run that one, but at least it still gets some AoE killing done. Man. Just when you think there's not another grenade, there's another one coming through the damn window. Please die. Says the man asking the most resilient Vandal in the world. That was a bull shot, but you know. Holy crap. He will just light you up though, so be careful about that. If I can get a few shots on him, I'll do it. Vandal wants me though. Look at that. I'm on his head. Won't go. dude is still right above me? Are you kidding with that? Well, this is a mess. Can't even shoot this dude in the toe. Ow. Gotta love invisible guys, but you can barely even know are there. Boss is pretty close. So that's why as you get this far, I've had times where he's down to like this health and I've died, and I will tell you it sucks horribly. But just, if you get this far, then you know you can do it, so I would just try it again. If you get another wave of ads like this, man, that's just not fun. Doesn't help if I can't get a shot off on the big guy, though. Okay, seriously. Now, I don't think there's any more champions, so I'm just going to send this out into the world to hopefully kill some things. I don't know where the boss is at because I haven't seen him in a hot minute. Got stuff in the hallway that's fun. That guy, tracer shots trying to wrap a corner. The fact that shots are still trying to get to me over here is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean that. That is just ridiculous. Like, come on, what is that? Yeah, get out of that whole freaking cave, dude. Cheating over there. I haven't seen the boss. He's hiding over there, knowing that I can't get out of my little box. Just laughing at me. How many wave of ads do you ask that there are? Always one more. That's all I know. Always one more. There's a dude in the hallway. Dude is in the hallway. Well, if I wait long enough, I'll just send another crazy super down that hallway, and he's not going to have many other options besides to die. But for the moment, I want this guy to die. Like, and you know he's a captain, so he's going to be a big weenie about the whole thing. Dude. Just die, please. Alright, that dude's gonna kill me around the corner, so we gotta do it this way. Hi! All of that gets to die. Whatever's in there, die. I'll sit on my little solar spot. Get some restoration. Dude is shooting blindly to kill me. Just blind shots over there. No aiming, just blindly cheating. Tracer shots for the W. Can I have your gun, please? Come on. You gonna play this game both sides? kill me now, you jerk. So as I said, not the best option for this, but an option. Can't even get enough shots off to get a kill. Get some kills. Gonna die by a shank, and I made it through everything, and the shank's gonna kill me. How about we don't have that happen? We done with all this crap? There. Woo! 1 hour and 12 minutes. But Adept Warden's Law, exotic, 2 Ascendant Shards, Engrams out the butt. I got an exotic Engram. GrandMaster Nightfall, completely checked by myself. So yes, patience and close calls, absolutely. But I will tell you, if you do want to get an Adept Warden's Law, this is going to be probably the absolute easiest way you'll ever have a chance to do it. So let's get to the mission summary and wrap this up. So yeah, that was a long run, to say the least. But that's what this one worked for me. You could probably take whatever works for your barrier option, make it work for you, as long as you've got some way to stun a barrier champion. If you want to use a kinetic bow, you could do that. And it's actually going to be a little more reliable at very far range if you're doing things the way I was. Barrier champions are in really 2 spots. Not many else. So you've got the barrier champions kind of on the main tank area, the first section, and then down below in the ravine, there's not really any other. Everything else is basically overload. That's why guaranteed overload is not too shabby. Whatever you want for heavy, just make sure you're comfortable with it. And whatever you got for barrier, make sure it works for you. I got a super that worked for me because it was solar. You've also got strained. If you've got strained options that work better for you, pick what works for your subclass. Resilience, arc resistance is big. Void doesn't hurt anything, but arc resistance is big. And other than that, hopefully you guys have some luck. I don't know what the roll on my weapon is, but I don't need to fly there and have a filled postmaster and everything else. So if you found this beneficial, drop a like below. If you've got a loadout that works for a subclass or anything else, put that in the comments. Say hello down there if you want to. I know it's been kind of a weird, somber week. I don't know what everything's going to be like. We should have a really good podcast this week, though. So 7 p.m. Eastern time right here on this channel. Last Word Podcast should have a lot of stuff to talk about. Got multiple guests already lined up. May have at least one more. So I will see you guys. Have a good one, and good luck on your runs.